Welcome to FEP Mock Interviews 2023. My name is Margot Purdy, and I am the Career Events Internship and Co-op Coordinator for the College of Engineering. During this video, I'm going to be explaining the process of FEP Mock Interviews. FEP Mock Interviews will take place the week of March 13th through 17th. This is the week before spring break. First, I'd like to give a huge thank you to our two employer sponsors, ArcBest and Hytrol. They will be providing all the employer volunteers that will conduct the interviews, as well as the case studies, also known as the job descriptions. We are very grateful to ArcBest and Hytrol for their time and effort to help make the FEP mock interview experience successful and authentic for all of you. Please be advised that because we have two employer sponsors this year, you will be responsible for familiarizing yourself with both case studies prior to the interview. This is because you will not know which company you are interviewing with until you check in the day of the interview. Both case studies are provided in Blackboard so that you may have the opportunity to review the day before the interview. First, every student will need to have a resume prepared and ready in either Word doc or PDF format. Again, FEP mock interviews are the week of March 13th through 17th. To sign up for FEP mock interviews, they will open at 5 p.m. on February 17th in Handshake and close Friday, March 3rd at 11:59 p.m. During this 2-week period, you will be able to sign up or make changes to the interview slot that you select. After March 3rd at 11:59 p.m., you will not be able to make changes or sign up for an interview slot. So please make sure that you select a time that in a day that works with your schedule. Look at your syllabus to make sure that you don't have any exams, and just be very mindful of that. I'm going to walk you through how to sign up in Handshake and then show you what AirMeet looks like. So bear with me while I switch screens here. Every University of Arkansas student has a Handshake account. This Handshake, go to uark.joinhandshake.com. If you have already activated your Handshake account, great. You can just log in. If you haven't activated it, but do be aware, this is a very short and easy process. It takes about a minute or two. You will use your UARK email account to access it. So once you have activated your account, go to uark.joinhandshake.com and log in. And the first thing you want to do is make sure that your profile has all the correct labels needed for you to be able to apply for the FEP mock interview case study. So to do that, go to the top right where there's a circle with your initials and click on it. Go to My Profile. And we're going to check to make sure that you have several labels that are going to allow you to apply for this position. First, go to this top left box. You want to make sure that it has your full name, University of Arkansas, Fayetteville, bachelor's, engineering first year. The graduate can be either May 2025 or later. You don't have to worry about changing this as long as the earliest date is May 2025. And then classification can be either freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior. And it is set up that way for those of you that come in with a lot of credits, or if you're a transfer student, or if you switched majors. If it is not correct, you click on the pencil, and this is how you update it. So I can change it to freshman. And then just always make sure you click Save in Handshake, otherwise it will revert back to what it was. Then you're going to go over to the right to the second box where it says Education. You're going to click on both of these University of Arkansas. Let's start with the top one. You need to make sure that it says Bachelor's for education level, College of Engineering. So if you switched majors and came in from Fulbright College, make sure that you change it to College of Engineering. The start and end date is irrelevant, but if you want to update it, you're welcome to do so. And then for major, it has to say engineering first year. If it doesn't, you're not going to be able to apply to the case study. So to add it, You can just start typing in this field first. And data science first year and engineering first year populate. Just make sure you click engineering first year. The minor is irrelevant. You don't have to worry about that. And then you want to make sure you click the save button. Scroll back up and click on the second University of Arkansas box. And again, make sure that it has the education level of bachelor's, engineering first year, and then click save. Those are the key labels that you have to have: first year engineering and College of Engineering in your profile, and bachelor's in either freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior to be able to do the apply for the case study. So once that's up to date, click back over here on your initials, and the next step is uploading your resume. To do that, you're going to click on My Documents. You're going to go Add Document, select from this computer. I want to name this document FEP mock interview resume, or FEP mock resume. You can name it whatever you want. You can do your first initial last name resume and then add document. Convert for you. So I uploaded a Word doc. It's going to convert it to PDF for me. And when it's done converting, it's going to give me the option and ask me if I want to feature it on my profile. Completely up to you if you want to feature it on your profile. It is not necessary for this FEP mock interview, but if you want to, you're welcome to. So once that's done, I like to go in and double check. So go back to your initials, click My Documents, and make sure it has loaded. And there it is, FEP mock resume. So I'm good there. So now we're ready to find the FEP mock interview 2023 job. So to do that, go over here to the top left next to Handshake and click Jobs. Search bar, all you have to do is start typing FEP mock interviews 2023, enter, and it will populate. You can view the entire description. We have ArcBest, these are in alphabetical order. ArcBest case study is listed first, also known as the job description. And if you keep scrolling down, the High Trials case study. Again, both of these case studies are loaded in Blackboard for you to pull up and review later. All you have to do is click Quick Apply. It's asking resume you want to attach. It is. I'm going to hit Submit Application. Once you do that, you can now select an interview time slot. A couple of things that I want you to notice. These are listed by day and then by and each number of slot for each time. Every day of the week, the interviews begin at 8:30 in the morning, and the last interview of the day is at 4 p.m., ending at 4:30. There are no interviews between 12 and 1 p.m. We give a break for the employers. So you'll notice, so here's the first day, Monday, March 13th. Look at how many 8:30 start interview times there are, and then at 9 o'clock, and so on. So you have to scroll quite a ways down if you don't want Monday to get to Tuesday, Wednesday, etc. So I don't want to interview on Monday. Here's Tuesday the 14th, and it starts all over again. Another thing I want you to notice is that this unassigned room number, please disregard that. It's completely irrelevant. This is not where you will be interviewing. We're going to be having the interview virtually in AirMeet, and you will find out which table you're interviewing at when you check in the day of your interview. So this is completely irrelevant. This is just something that Handshake automatically assigns, and I can't delete it. So just be aware that completely irrelevant. The other thing I want you to be aware of is that the start time and the end time of the interview is listed. Please make sure you write down the correct start time. In the past, I have had students accidentally write down the end time. They show up late for their interview, and then unfortunately, they're not allowed to interview. So you want to make sure you got the right start time and end time. And again, you also want to make sure you select a day and a time that works with your schedule that you're going to be able to interview. Make sure you don't have an exam, make sure you don't have a lab, make sure you don't have to work. Just make sure that it's going to fit your schedule. So I'm in Tuesday. I'm going to go to Wednesday to select my time. Oh, okay, Wednesday, March 15th. I want to come at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to go ahead and take this first 9 a.m. slot. And all I do is click take slot. Now the AirMeet link that'll take you to that day, because every day of the week has a separate AirMeet link, will populate. So you can get the AirMeet link to the day that you're interviewing in Handshake, and it is also provided in Blackboard in the AirMeet links and guide document. So I've selected Wednesday at 9 a.m. It dawns on me, oh no, you know what? I'm going to have an exam that afternoon and I might want to study. I don't want that slot. So I can either click leave slot or I can look for another slot. Let me go back up and think about Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday morning might be better if I do right at 8:30. So I'm going to go back up to Tuesday. I have the right date, Tuesday, March 14th. You can select any of these 8:30 times. I'm going to do switch to slot. Like that one. And then the new AirMeet link pops up. You can also leave slot. It'll clear you out completely and you can start fresh. And then I can go down to Thursday and I can select a slot in Thursday or whatever day I want. I'm going to go back up to Monday just for ease. I'll do Monday at 3 o'clock. Take slot. Now I'm interviewing Monday, 3 p.m. Here's my new AirMeet link. This room number is completely irrelevant. I don't have to worry about it. So I'm good with Monday, March 13th at 3 p.m. All you have to do. Now see how a number appeared above my initial, the number 1? To the interview slot that you selected. You will also get an email notification. You'll get one when you select, and then you'll also get one 24 hours before your interview as a reminder. But if you want to view it in in Handshake, or you don't get the email or it goes to junk, you can click on My Jobs. And the job that you applied to is listed here and the interview. So to view your interview day and time, and then it shows you up here in this box which slot you took, slot taken. So anytime from the time you sign up until you interview, a way to check your time and to double check is to come in to your Handshake account, click on your initials and go to My Jobs. And you'll get that email reminder when you sign up, and then you'll get one 24 hours before your interview. It's that easy to sign up. The trick is making sure you pick a day and time that's going to work for your schedule and not cause you problems the week of. I'm going to switch here and show you AirMeet. So you're going to be prompted, and I'm going to show you in a little bit how to go through and register. If you've never been in AirMeet before, it's going to prompt you to register. You're going to need that link that coincides with the day you signed up for, because remember, there are 5 different AirMeet links, one for each day of the week. I'm interviewing March 3rd at 3 p.m. I'm sorry, March 13th at 3 p.m. So I have FEP mock interviews day 1. That's the link I want. I'm going to enter the event. Prompt you to allow your microphone, you definitely want to click allow. It's going to prompt you to allow your camera, you definitely want to click allow. Join event. I want to show you a few things about AirMeet. You can click to see who's in AirMeet when you join. I'm the only one in here right now, so there's me. There are ways to chat. I can send out a chat message to the entire event. I can direct message you by clicking on the person. It'll give me the option. When there's other people in here, it'll say direct message. And I might direct message you. If I see that you join, but you don't come to the check-in desk, I might send you a direct message and say, hi, John, please make sure you go to the check-in desk first to get your assigned table number and find out the name of the employer you're interviewing with. So when you join, so when you enter, it even has a reminder here, students go to check-in desk first. So most of the days, I believe not Wednesday and Friday, there are 2 check-in desks for the volume of students so that we can get you checked in a timely manner. These check-in desks expand. So to join, you just click on a chair. Or you can click join at the bottom. There'll be someone at the desks help you check in. But that's how you join the table. Once you check in, you'll be told, you know, you'll be asked, do you have your resume up on your desktop ready to share? Can you hear me okay? Is your microphone working? Is your camera working? And then we'll tell you which table number you're interviewing at, which company, and the employer's name. Now, depending on what time it is, and if the employer already has somebody at their table, we may tell you, oh, just have a seat in the waiting area. If it looks like there aren't any seats, these do expand to 15, so up to 15 seats. And if there's no room at the waiting area, we may just have you stay at the check-in desk if it's close to your interview time. And then once your employer table is free, you can join them. So the interview tables, here's the scroll bar over here on the right, and this is called the social lounge. You scroll down to the interview table number that we told you. So if I told you interview table number 4, you would just come join. The employer should be sitting at one chair, join the empty chair, or again, you can click the join button. Sorry, this is active. Probably because I'm recording this in Teams, and one of the tips I'm going to give you is that having Zoom or Teams open when you're in AirMeet can cause issues. Usually it's a little smoother. Join. Joining the table. There was another person here. They could pop up on the screen. Now, once you've joined your interview table, you're going to do a quick introduction with the employer. Hi, how are you? I'm John Smith. And they're going to introduce themselves. And then they should be asking you for your UARC email address. They need this on the rating form so that you get credit for this interview. Then you're going to very quickly go into the short resume review portion of the interview. To share your resume, this is why it's important you have it up and ready on your desktop. You're going to click this share button, arrow up, just like in Teams and Zoom, to share. It's not going to let me do it because I'm the only one in here, but you'll click that, then select the document on your desktop, and then the employer will be able to see it. You won't be able to see your resume while you're sharing it with the employer. So I advise that you have a printed copy of your resume in addition to the one saved on your desktop so that you can take notes about what they say. And it's just easier. So have a printed copy or at best a notepad and paper so that you can at least take notes for what advice they offer. Once that's done, that should take no more than 5 minutes. You'll unshare your screen. Remember to do that so that the two of you can video chat and do the rest of the interview. That's pretty much how AirMeet looks. There are a lot of interview tables because there are a lot of you students. So if you just remember to scroll down. Dr. Schluterman or I need to consult with a student. We may ask you to join us at a consultation table. Those are way down at the bottom, just so you know, at the very end. You have to scroll way down. AirMeet is very user-friendly. It's a step up from Microsoft Teams, if you will. It has some nicer free features. This will give you a good exposure and experience to what a first-time video screening interview is like. And you want to dress professionally, even though it is on video. A nice top, doesn't have to be a suit and tie. That is nice. You can go that far if you want, but at least a collared shirt, a shirt and tie. Ladies, a nice top. A suit jacket's fine, but not necessary, or a dress so that the top is professional looking, or a very nice sweater. Any of those are fine. You just want to remember this is an interview and you want to approach it like it's an actual interview because you will be rated on if you presented yourself in a professional manner. All right, now I want to go back to some AirMeet tips. So you have a positive experience in AirMeet. For a flawless visualizing experience on AirMeet, you want to do the following and keep the following in mind. The laptop or desktop computer for the best experience. AirMeet does not work on a cell phone or tablet. It will not work. So if you're going to be on a bus in between classes and think that you're going to hop on your phone to do this, it's not going to work. So just remember that and keep that in mind. Be sure to close Zoom and Teams or any other conferencing tools prior to entering AirMeet, leaving these camera and audio issues. And as you saw when I was moving around in AirMeet, it's usually a lot smoother. Because I'm recording this in Teams, it was lagging a little bit. So very important that those are closed. AirMeet is best experienced on Chrome browser version 79 or higher, and also Firefox version 76 or higher. If you don't have those, you can download them. Unsupported browsers, Safari and Opera do not work. We also had a lot of problems in the past with Microsoft Edge. So I would advise that you use either Chrome or Firefox because otherwise you're going to be stressed if your camera or your microphone aren't working. As I showed you, when you enter AirMeet and it prompts you to enable your microphone and camera, please make sure you do that. If for some reason you have VPN firewall settings on an office laptop that you're using, make sure those are disabled. Otherwise, you will have audio and camera issues. Make sure you have a stable and good internet connection. And if the video feed is not working, you can refresh the page, restart the browser, and that will usually help solve the problem. Okay, just want to review what the interview format will be like. Each interview session is 30 minutes. You want to arrive into AirMeet at least 10 minutes early to make sure that you get checked in on time and are able to get credit for being there on time. There are a lot of students, and sometimes check-in can be bottleneck, even with the two tables. So, definitely allow yourself enough time. If you show up 2 minutes before your interview start time, then there's a chance you might end up checking in late. So just remember to do that. And after the brief introduction, so once you're checked in and get your table number and interviewer's name, you're going to join the table when it's time for your interview, have a brief introduction with the employer, and then the employer should be asking you your name and your student UARK email address, and they will be entering their own name on the rating form. Then they're going to launch right into, hey, go ahead and show me your resume. You're going to click that box with the up arrow to share your resume that's on your desktop and ready to share. They'll give you some general feedback, then unshare your screen so that you can proceed with the video chat part of the interview. This should last about 15 minutes, the interview questions. Then the last 5 minutes of the interview should be them, the employer, giving you feedback and filling out the interview rating form. It's okay to make sure that they have your UARK email address. You can say, you've got my UARK email address, right? Because that's how you're going to get credit for this, and it's worth a lot of points. So you definitely want to make sure that they have that. Once they submit, you will receive a copy via email. Now, I will tell you, I will tell all the employers to please do the feedback form with you, but every year there are always those that don't. They wait until the end of their volunteer shift and then they do them. So if you don't get it right away, don't panic. But I would say if you don't have it by the end of the day, you might want to shoot me an email so that I can reach out to them and say, hey, please submit this rating form for this student. Better that we stay on top of it while it's fresh in their mind. And remember to thank the employer for their time. Once you are done and the employer is done and you've said your goodbyes, you are finished and free to leave and log off AirMeet. You don't have to come back to the check-in desk. You are good to go. If the interview runs over the 30-minute time slot, the event host, that's me, will join your table or Dr. Schluterman and let you know that you've run out of time and need to wrap up. We do not like to do this. It's awkward, and I really, really don't like to do it. And it's usually the employer that's running long, but we will do it if we have to because there are so many of you and there's going to be a student behind you waiting. So to keep it moving and to keep it fair, we will do that. So employers will be trained and instructed on how to do this, but again, there are those that have trouble staying within the 30-minute time slot. So I just want to give you the heads up. You didn't do anything wrong. We just have to notify the employer that they need to wrap up because we've got other students waiting behind you, and move along. If that happens, you're not going to be penalized. I just wanted you to know so that it doesn't throw you off. I want to let you all know that there is a late and no-show policy. Students that do not apply or sign up during the open time frame will not be allowed to interview and will not receive credit for this assignment. There are no exceptions to this. You have 2 weeks to sign up. You are told multiple times. You will be reminded in every drill session up to a week or two before and during signups. Again, those signups this year are February 17th, beginning at 5 p.m. through March 3rd, 11:59 p.m. That's plenty of time for you to hop on and select an interview time slot. So I just want everyone to be very clear about that. Students that arrive to the interview up to 5 minutes after the start time of their interview will be allowed to interview and will receive a warning about punctuality. It's unprofessional. You'll still be able to interview. You'll just be told in the future, make sure you show up early for your interviews so that you can start on time. Students that arrive 6 to 10 minutes late will need to reschedule and will only receive partial credit. And there will only be offered the limited time slots that are left and available. You don't get to pick your rescheduled time. You're going to be offered up whatever's open and available. Are a no-show, you will not be able to reschedule and will not receive credit. Showing up at the wrong time or on the wrong day is considered a no-show. Waiting circumstances require written documentation. For example, sick or family emergency, a doctor's note, obituary notice, etc., will be required to be considered excused. If at any time you have questions or a problem when you're signing up for the interview time slot or with AirMeet, please reach out to me. You can email me at mp064@uark.edu, or you can call me at 575-7309. Do realize that if it's during the week of FEP mock interviews, you shouldn't have any sign-up questions that week because, again, once March 3rd passes, I'm not going to be able to do anything for you. But if you have an AirMeet issue or anything the week of, just know that I may be slow to respond because I will be running the event all day, every day in AirMeet. So, but during signups, feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or if you encountered any issues at all. If you follow the tips that are given in this video, you should be fine. But again, sometimes things happen. So I just want to make sure that everybody has my contact info. Hope that this video was helpful. I'm sorry for the clunkiness between changing screens. But again, luck, follow this guide, and your experience should go very smoothly.